So, hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Today's presentation is going to be all about Google Drive, staying on theme with this week's webinar series about storage systems. So what is Google Drive? Drive is a cloud storage service provided by Google. This cloud service is included with your Google account, and you are able to store up to 15 gigabytes for free. So you can store things like documents, photos, and videos using Google Drive, as well as anything from their Google Suite or Google Workspace of applications. So this includes things like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, and Google Slides. What devices support Google Drive? Google Drive is downloadable and accessible across all devices and operating systems. So whether you're on a computer, smartphone, or tablet, you will be able to access Google Drive. And you can also access it on multiple devices, as using your Google account, Google Drive connects all of your devices together. It can also be downloaded on mobile devices and desktops for easier access, and on Android devices, it is already downloaded. You might also choose to access Google Drive through your preferred web browser, whether this be Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or any other one that you'd like to use. Benefits of Google Drive. Google Drive is a really amazing tool because it is accessible from anywhere on any device, unlike a storage system like iCloud, which is only available to Apple users. As I mentioned, the first 15 gigabytes of storage is free, with affordable paid plans if you would like more storage than the basic plan. You also do not need to have or create a Gmail email address, and you can just use your current email. You can access the entire Google Workspace, such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides, which allows you to do a variety of things. Now, a feature that Google Drive has that isn't similar to some other storage systems is that you can easily share files or entire folders, make copies, and organize them to suit your needs. This also allows you to collaborate with other users in real time. So you can leave comments and make suggestions to a document or slideshow. You can see edits, and you are also able to go back and restore different versions of your file. So maybe you made some changes to it, and you go back a few days later and you are unhappy with it, you can go back to the version from before. Getting started with Google Drive. If you already have a Gmail or a Google account, that's awesome because you already have access to Google Drive and you can just sign in with that account. But if you do not have a Google account, you can sign up for free to start using Drive. Once you do this, you can upload files and folders from your computer to sync across your devices, and you can also create and share new documents, slideshows, spreadsheets with your colleagues in the same folder on your Drive. Essentially, you can choose whether your files are only visible to you, visible to a group of people, or visible to a select few. Setting up a Google account. To start using Drive, you must first sign up for a Google account, unless you already have so. You can do so by visiting this link over here. You can choose to create a Gmail account or use your current email address to sign up. Once you have filled out all the fields, you will click the Next button, right here. You will be asked to confirm your account through a phone number, and once the account is confirmed, you can start using Google Drive and all of its features. What if you don't have a Google email account? If you do not have a Google email address or Gmail, you can still use Google Drive with your current email address. So what you'll do is you'll go to the same link and you'll click the Create Account link, and your screen will look something like this. Below the username fields, you will see something that says Use my current email address instead, and you will click on this. Once you do, it'll take you through the process of creating a Google account with your current email address. And then once you've created an account, again, you can start using Google Drive. Downloading Google Drive for mobile devices. If you want to be able to easily access your files on your phone, tablet, or other mobile device, you can do so by downloading the Google Drive app from your device store, whether this is the App Store for iOS or the Play Store for Android. You will search for Google Drive and download the app with this icon. Syncing from mobile app. On the mobile app, if you click this drop-down menu or the 3 lines, a whole bunch of things will pop up. So one of these things includes settings, which has the little gear icon. If you click on this, you will see an option to back up. Essentially, if you're backing up something, it'll sync different files or aspects of your phone data onto Google Drive for safe storage. So you can select which of these items you would like to sync, whether this be your contacts, which you back up to Google Contacts, your calendar events, which you can access in Google Calendar, or photos and videos, which allows you to back up all of this to Google Photos. There is a past webinar on how to use the Google Drive mobile app, so you can click this link here to access that. Downloading Drive for desktops. Although you can access Google Drive normally on your web browser, you might also choose to download the app onto your desktop. To download the app, you will go to this link right here. Once you click that link, you will go to the top left and look for the Individuals tab, which looks like this, and you will click Download. Once you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see the Download section, and you will be able to choose what type of device you have, whether it be a Mac or PC, an Android, or an iOS. Click whichever one you are on and you would like to download to, and you will follow the instructions on that link for each download procedure. Accessing Google Drive on your web browser. As I mentioned before, you can also just access Google Drive anywhere through this link. The web browser version will look like this. You will be able to see all of your files and folders in your drive, and you can also search for anything in your drive by using the search bar at the top. This is very helpful as sometimes Google Drive can get filled with tons of information, so you can search for a document or file that you are specifically looking for. Google Drive also allows you to upload files from your computer to the web browser. So there are 2 options to do this. Either you can drag a file from your desktop and plop it into Google Drive, or you can click New in the top left-hand corner of the web browser screen. It'll look like a little plus and it will say New. Once you click on this, you'll see tons of options, and you can click File Upload. It has a picture of a document and an arrow. Once you do this, you will be given the option to download anything from your computer onto your Google Drive. Deleting files. Now, if you would like to delete any file or folder from your drive, you simply right-click or double-click it, and then click Remove from the menu that will appear. So this is a little garbage can symbol, and that's how you will delete it. If you accidentally delete something, there's no need to stress because it will stay in your bin folder for 30 days before being permanently deleted, and you can always restore that file back to your regular drive. Creating folders. Folders are a great way to keep your Google Drive organized. You can separate things by year, by subject, really anything that you'd like. To create a new folder, again, you're going to use the New button. Once you click that, you're going to click Folder, which is just a little folder icon and a plus button. You can then name the folder and click and drag any files that you have on your drive into that folder. Or you can right-click a file and move it to the select folder that you would like to place it in. So that symbol looks like this, just a little file with an arrow. Sharing files. So this tool is really great because you can share it with tons of people or a few people, and you can give them different editing abilities. So to share files or folders with other people, right-click on the file and then select either Share, which is a little person and a plus symbol, or Get Shareable Link. If you are sharing a document, spreadsheet, or slideshow, you can adjust the share settings to view-only access, or a viewer. If you do this, it means that they can only view the document and they cannot make any changes to it. Whereas if you give them editing access or make them an editor, they can make changes to your document. Unsharing files. To unshare a file or folder, right-click on it, select Share, and then you're going to click on the status next to the person's name. So it could say Editor, Commenter, or Viewer. Once you do this, a drop-down menu will appear, and you will click Remove. Once you do this, they will no longer have access to the document. Other Google Workspace features. Google Drive is wonderful because it comes with a variety of other applications that are directly working with the storage system. So other Google Suite features like Google Docs, which can be used to create documents, Google Sheets, which creates spreadsheets, and Google Slides, which creates slideshows, work seamlessly with Google Drive. Any files that you create using any of these applications then automatically save to your Google Drive. If you have been using any of these programs, you are already using Drive, and that's where the files are being stored. Additionally, any Office files, such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files you add to your Drive will be converted into Google Workspace form and then can be accessed and edited on your Google Drive. Google Drive plans. As I mentioned before, for free, you get 15 gigabytes of storage. But if this is not enough space for you, you can purchase more. To change or upgrade your storage plan, click Buy Storage at the bottom of the left menu bar. Looks like this in blue, and you can choose from a select number of plans. You can also see a bar that shows you how much space you've used and how much you have left. So you can see if you need to maybe delete unwanted files or upgrade your storage plan. Once you click on Buy Storage, you will see these three options from Google One Storage. Again, the original storage is 15 gigabytes, but there's also one that is 100 gigabytes and one that is 200 gigabytes. One of them is $279 a month in Canadian dollars, and the other is $399 a month in Canadian dollars. Perfect. I am going to be showing you a live demonstration of how to use Google Drive just to solidify what I discussed in this presentation. So once you sign into Google Drive, whether you have to create an account or not, this is the screen that you will see. As you can see, I have a few documents already and a few folders, but I will go through how to do each of those things. So in the presentation, I mentioned this new button quite a bit. So if you click on new, you will see quite a few options. You can create a folder, upload a file, upload an entire folder from your computer, or create a document, Google Sheet, Google Slide, and tons more. If I wanted to upload a file from my computer, I would click on File Upload. Once I do that, I will see Finder appear, and I will be able to select a file from my computer. So for example, I'm going to choose to upload this presentation. So I select it, and I'm going to click the button that says Choose. Once I do that down here, it'll say that my upload is complete, and I can then view it on my Google Drive. If I wanted to create a document, I would click on New, and then click on Document. We'll give it a second to load here. Once I do this, I can begin typing in my document. And I can also name my document so that I can find it later. I'm going to go back to my Drive now. Google Drive, as I have mentioned, can get quite messy if you do not use folders. So to create a folder, you're going to go back to the handy New tool. You're going to click on New and click Folder. And you're going to be given the option to name your folder. I'm going to name it Cyber Seniors. Then you're going to click on Create. And as you can see, it has created right here. So anything that I would like to add to this folder, I click on it and I drag it in there. And then if I open the folder, that file has appeared. If you would like to rename your folder, you can right-click on it and a whole entire drop-down menu will appear. If you go down to rename, you can change the name to whatever you'd like. And there's also other tools in that drop-down menu that are super helpful. If I would like to share a document or a folder with someone, I would right-click it and click on the Share button. Again, it's the person with the plus button. Once I do that, I will be given a space where I can type in an email. So I'm just going to go ahead and share it with someone. So you're going to type in their email. And once you do that, it will appear if the email is valid, and you click on that. Here I can choose if I want them to view my folder and all the documents in it, or edit it. So here we are. I'm going to make them an editor, so they're allowed to make changes to whatever I have in this folder. Then when you click Send, they will be able to see what's in the folder and edit it, and they will usually get an email notification. You will know if your share was successful. As you can see, this folder now has a little person icon in it. Now, say I want to change their access to this folder. Again, you're going to right-click it, and you're going to click on Share. I will be able to see who has access to it right now. I'm going to click this button, and I'm actually going to remove them from this folder. So if you click Remove, the changes are pending. We'll give it a few moments, and you click Save. The person is no longer in the folder, so that means this folder is no longer shared with anyone. Now, say this folder is no longer relevant for me either. I can right-click it and scroll down to the Remove button. It's a little garbage can. So now I'm going to remove this folder. Okay, so once you remove a folder, it goes into the bin. So on this menu on the left side of the screen, you'll see the little garbage can icon, and you can see the folder here. Again, it'll stay here for 30 days. If you want to get this back, you can right-click it, and you can see two options. If you click Restore, it'll go right back to your Google Drive, and if you click Delete Forever, it will disappear, and you will not be able to get it back. So again, if I click Restore, it says that there are no items in my bin, and if I go back to my Google Drive, the folder has reappeared. I have quite a few folders here, but I can also choose to organize how Google Drive is displayed. So right here, it'll show you different ways that you can organize your folders. Right now, it is being organized by name. If you click on that, you can change how you view it. So last modified would be the thing that you last used. As you can see, this is what it is, the new order, or you can even do it last opened. So it'll change the order based on how you would like to view your screen. I mentioned in the presentation that using Search and Drive is super helpful. So to do that, you go to the top of the screen, and you can search anything that you'd like. So maybe I want to access this document that I made. I can search it, and I see two results appear, and I'm going to click the one that I would like to open. Once I do that, we have the document that I was looking for. I'm going to take us back to the home page. Now, as you can see on the left side of the screen, there are quite a few different menu options. You can see your drive, which is essentially how you get back home. You can see computers, which is where your files will sync if you have chosen to do that between your devices. And you will see shared with me. So if someone shares a document with you, just like I showed you how to do it to someone else, it will appear right here. And that's how you can access their document. The recents will show me all of the things that I have opened recently if I want to see something. And then the starred is a way to favorite documents if you would like to have them with easier access. So if I go back to my home drive and I right-click on something, I can click Add to Starred. If I do this and go into the Starred folder, you will see that this slideshow is now where I can access it easily. And finally, we have the bin, which is something that I talked about. The last thing that you'll see on the left side of the screen is a storage button. So you'll see how much storage I've used, which is 2.2 megabytes out of the 315 gigabytes. And you'll see a blue button in which you can buy storage. If I was reaching the end of my 15 gigabytes, I could click Buy Storage, and it will open a new tab with the 3 plans that are available. If I wanted to do this, I could just click on the button that has the cost, and it will take me to a way to pay and upgrade my storage. Again, you can get 100 gigabytes, 200 gigabytes, or even 2 petabytes, which is very large. But for most people, 15 gigabytes or 100 gigabytes is plenty. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you today is how to access your settings. So at the very top, you'll see the search, and on the far right, you'll see the little gears icon, which is where you can access your settings. So if you click on this, you'll see 3 options, and you can click on Settings. When you do this, you will see something where you can buy storage. You can also create shortcuts and change your language settings and other smaller things as well. There's also this little icon called Support. So you can get any help that you might need. They usually have frequently asked questions in here. So for example, maybe you need help with sharing files. You can click Share Files from Google Drive, and it'll give you a step-by-step process of how to do that. So if you're ever stuck, you can always click the little question mark and get some help with their little tutorials that they have created, or get in contact with the Google Drive staff themselves. So that is the end of the live demonstration. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you'd like to learn this lesson with a Cyber Seniors mentor, please go to the Cyber Seniors website or call us to register for a one-on-one phone session. We also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. Thank you so much for listening, everyone, and I hope you learned a lot.